Hello everybody. Okay, this next little hint and topic is about pictures. I removed the roof so I can get some sunlight in there, and the reason is because I never created a ceiling with lighting, but if I had done that, this video would come out much better. So I'm using this as sunlight for a quick video. And so I deleted the roof here just for this video. And and I created some sections here to work my image I'm going to put on this wall, which is basically going to be a decal. So let me first look at the 3D view here, and so let me shut this off. Okay, so this is the wall right here. This wall is where I'm going to put in this area my picture, and I just want to show you guys how to make it a little bit more realistic if you're doing a walkthrough or a rendering. So I use this kind of green wall for some contrast so you can see what it's like. Let's see where I can start. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to go to the actual section of this wall here, and that's the wall, and I'm going to place a decal. So I'll go to architecture, no, I'm sorry, insert, and I already have a decal made up. So if you don't know how to do that, I can show you guys how to do this. But I'm going to place this decal right here. That's just the picture, the image that I've used. I can make it a little bit bigger just by doing that. Or I can actually click on it and use the nudge tools to move them around. That's a little helpful hint. I use that a lot. Okay, so here we go. So let's go back to the 3D view. And this thing, it doesn't look, to me, it doesn't look realistic. And if I were to even go to ray trace, that's realistic. I'm sorry, ray trace, and it basically it doesn't look like a picture. It doesn't look realistic. So, a little helpful hint what I'm going to do here. I will delete this, and I'm going to go back to my section 1, and I'm going to create a picture frame, which obviously a picture needs a picture frame. So, and that's not really the hint, although it does make it look a lot better. Let's see, I'm going to go to component, model in place, and I'll just keep it a generic model. Select OK, select OK on that. Hit extrusion. It's going to want me to pick a point or pick a plane, so I'll pick that plane there. And I will draw basically a rectangle extrusion. Let me zoom in here. And there's my rectangle extrusion, and I'll give it a depth of my depth extrusion to be 1.5 inches, and hit OK. So there's my picture frame. We'll look at that in a 3D view, and there's my picture frame. Now I will say finish on that, and if you zoom in, you can see my picture frame right there. I'll go back to this section and place my decal. Insert and place my decal right on top of this thing. So this is a little bit big for a picture frame here, but I'll just size this up accordingly. And remember, I told you about that nudge tool for doing stuff like this. Works really well because if I have it selected, I can actually just kind of position it. So now what it did is it placed that decal automatically on this plane because that's where I placed it. And I'll go back to 3D view, and then obviously there it is. You know, let me adjust it a little bit more. I'll go to section 1. I want it to look a little bit better than this, so a little bit wider, and we'll fit this picture in a little bit better. Okay. Now, I that's one option to do it. So if I go back to a 3D view, it looks like a picture if you were to do a walkthrough or so forth. Another way, which I like to do a lot, is I'm going to go back to this section. I will delete this picture frame and everything else. Go into this mode here, and this is actually a section, and I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to create a model in place, pick a generic model, because I'm not interested right now in naming it. I will pick extrusion, which will automatically tell me to pick a point, I'm sorry, a plane. Let's see if I can, let's see, I need to pick the right plane. Give me a second here. Okay, got it. And I'm going to make a little picture frame in this direction. And I'm going to give the extrusion length, I'll say 36 inches, which is 3 feet. Say finished. Okay, now what we have is if we go back to our section 1, there's our picture frame, and actually we could probably make it a little bit wider, and say finish. Okay. Now I will place that same decal in that same location that I made. Let's place decal here, and very carefully I'll size it up properly, just like that. I'm doing this really sloppy. I mean, I would take more time and different colors and maybe even a little bit of a void or something in it to let me see if I can get this a little bit better here. Okay, so there's our picture frame, and I will go back to the 3D view, and basically we ended up with the same results that we had last time. The only thing is in this section here, I can click on it. I'm going to edit the extrusion, and now I'm going to do a little trick. I'm going to, well, not a trick, but you know, I will click on this and click rotate, and I'm going to rotate it maybe more than I should. No, that's way too much. Let me undo that. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit here, about 4 degrees. Okay, there you go. Now I'll click on it one more time and I'll nudge it forward so it looks proper. Okay, so there we have that. Now if you look real closely, you see that picture, that little line right there, that's actually the picture. But as soon as I hit finish, it attaches itself to that extrusion that I originally did. So let's go back to the 3D look, and if you actually turn on the shadows here, it actually looks a little bit more like a picture. And just to demonstrate, I will hit ray trace, and you can see how that's a much improved look compared to what it was at the very beginning of this video. That's all I wanted to show you guys. I think this is a good little tip for beginners on how to make a, in case you're doing a walkthrough or a rendering of a room, to make things look a little bit more realistic. You do this with TVs and stuff like that also. Thanks a lot. See you next video.